The Nicholson Games is an annual competition in the Nicholson family. 13 events have been selected to test the competitors' speed, strength, skill and smarts to decide the Nicholson Games champion. Let's meet the stars.
O M G.
I'm so nervous, I'm shaking.
So I've kind of got to assert my domination over that little boy.
I'm flipping really mad at myself.
Welcome to the Nicholson Humble Abode for the 6th annual Nicholson Games. I'm Tom Chever, and today we have the first event of the year, bowling. The 10 competing Nicholsons have been split into 2 groups, and we start today with Group A. 3 previous winners of this event will compete here in Matt, Patrick, and the reigning Nicholson Games champion, Ben.
3-time champion, how does that sound?
It's just brilliant. I mean, it gets to the point where you start looking at these numbers and thinking, am I a Nicholson Games dynasty? I've added 2 more gold medals to my collection. My neck's going to be heavy by the end of it from all the gold medals I'm carrying. I'd like to thank myself for winning. Anything can happen, but not everything will, but this does. It's just about strength and stamina, and I think me and Lily just better. Am I dominating the Nicholson Games? It's the first day of the NG. Everyone's giddy. Anything can happen. I'm hoping to have a good day, but a fun day. I'm in a little bit of a bad way this morning. Feel a bit ropey, but I think as the day goes on, I'll improve. I've got my laces on, winning laces, which I hope my teammate Lily will also be sporting, and the Bond socks, which I think will rattle my opponents.
So, we're about to get underway here. Here's a quick overview of the rules. In each group, players will take turns bowling their balls at a white jack. Players try to get their balls closest to the jack and avoid being furthest. Players start on 13 points, and after each round, the player whose ball landed closest to the jack gains 1 point. Whoever's ball was furthest from the jack loses 6 points. The other players lose 1 point. A new round then begins. When a player loses all their points, they are eliminated. The last 2 players remaining qualify for the final, where they will meet the 2 qualifiers from the other group. The remaining players compete in the playoff to determine their event rankings. Now, in addition, a range of obstacles have been scattered on the field of play for an added twist, and some obstacles have even volunteered to take part today. So Ava will pitch the jack to start the round.
Too far one.
Patrick is first up, the winner of bowling last year. That's a decent start. He's happy with that. Matt up next, who has also opted for a green ball. And that's overcooked. He almost put Patrick with him. Now Ben, bowling with his trademark blue. That's good too. Looks like Patrick is just about closest still. Now Chris. Oh dear, first person to hit an obstacle. I'm not sure if he's further than that, but we'll have to see. Ava with far too much power, and she is surely the furthest now. Not the start she wanted.
First point.
The judges are just checking the distances to confirm the points, and yes, Ava's furthest. She's down to 7. Patrick takes an early lead. Crud indeed. So, for each new round, the players bowl from a different starting point and also change turn order. Matt will be first to bowl here, and he's been talking about how he hopes to end his streak of finishing 3rd in every Nicholson Games he's competed in.
Let's get out the elephant in the room now, shall we? I am the 3rd man, the 3rd leg, the 3rd wheel, Mr. 3, and I have to stop. I have to break the chain of coming 3rd every year. And this year, you know what, I think I've got a bit of a chance.
Matt using his popular windmill technique to wind up his shot. That's a good effort. He's directly in front of the jack there, so he has a decent chance of being knocked closer by his rivals. Ben fails to make it into our picture. Chris managed to get just ahead of Matt.
Lovely.
And Ava can't afford to be furthest again here. Oh dear, she's made the same mistake. Patrick with a simpler job now. And is he closest? What will the judges say?
Chris closest.
Ava was eliminated after failing to be closest in the following round. Ava finished 10th in her first Nicholson Games appearance last summer and is hoping for a higher finish this time around. But this is not the start she or her fans wanted.
So I'm really mad at the moment because you might have seen that I did really good in bowling. But you might have seen that I didn't do enough grab faces, so maybe that was it. Or maybe Alice has been damaging my arm, don't know. But I've done around like 10 grab faces already, most of them in my entrance. But I'm also trying to do 1,000 grab faces during the NG.
Patrick pulls double duty as scorekeeper. We see we have 4 Nicholsons remaining, 4 brothers. So Chris pitching the jack right in the centre of the field. Will the bench come into play? Patrick with another strong effort. Patrick is the bookmaker's favourite to win this group. And Matt into the bench, but he's actually not too far from the jack. And now Ben. He's on 6 points, so will be eliminated if he's furthest. And he's in real jeopardy now. And Chris is closest. A strong start from Chris, but it looks like Ben may have been eliminated. Matt just under the bench, and yes, Ben is out. What a start. The Nicholson Games champion is eliminated from his group. And what an opportunity now for his rivals. As we jump forward a few rounds, and it's neck and neck between these three. Only two can make it into the final. Matt in that dangerous position on 6 points. He will be eliminated if he's furthest here. Patrick with a weak attempt by his standards. Now Matt, the man under pressure in this round. And he undercooks it. Now Chris has the opportunity to book his place in the final. And that's good. What a start for Patrick and Chris, who will both be hoping to do better than their respective 4th and 6th place finishes in last year's Nicholson Games.
Yeah, me and Patrick in the final, can you believe it? Yeah. This time last year I was crying in my cereal, but I've only gone and made the final, haven't I?
My aims for this NG are to beat Matthew. I've never done that before and I really want to. I've got to beat Owen as well because he wasn't in the last NG properly. So I've kind of got to assert my domination over that little boy. I've got to prove to everyone that I've got a personality as well, because according to everyone else in the NG, they voted that I do not. There were 75 things to win and I didn't get a single win. Didn't get coolest, funniest, most likely to be a clown. All things that I should have won but I didn't. And I'm not happy. I'm not happy.
So now we turn our attention to Group B, which Owen and two-time Nicholson Games champion Rob are expected to win. But there are some difficult opponents in this group, including rivals and teenage sisters Lily and Scarlett.
It's the first day of the Nicholson Games and I'm very excited. I'm a bit nervous. I'm really hoping that I'll beat Wedgie this year because we're both even on the amount of years we've won. So I'm hoping I can just win this one to prove that I'm better. If you don't remember my name, it's on my necklace. It is 9:30. I'm pretty sure Wedgie's still in bed, but I've been up since 7:30, getting ready, having my iced coffee to wake me up, having a bagel to get me ready, and Wedgie, I bet she's gonna walk down in her jeans and I'm here with my proper sports outfit with my tattoos on.
2 years ago I was wearing jeans and everyone was making fun of me for it, and today it's raining and everyone's wearing shorts, so that's weirder.
And also I'm not happy about her getting the best dressed or whatever because my outfits are better than hers. And she has nice clothes but she doesn't really put them together nicely. Like yesterday she was wearing a skirt with a sweater. That didn't go. So she needs some advice from me. She needs advice on how to dress and also advice on how to be a good sportsman.
How are you feeling after that, losing to your main rival?
It was mainly because of luck and unfairness, so...
Look! No, you were sat up there in your bedroom most of the time while I was in the garden practicing loads.
Practice makes victories, apparently.
You got 6 points in dodgeball.
Practice makes progress,
Not
because nobody's perfect.
I think everyone's probably rooting for me to win and not Wedgie, because Wedgie's a bit of a villain. Even flipping Wedgie's best friend Lisa, she said that I could beat Wedgie in a fight. I'm hoping that will prove that I'll be better than her, but yeah. hope I beat her.
Well, as expected by many, Alice has been eliminated very early in this group, but unexpectedly, Rob was out next, meaning both former NG champions have fallen at the group stage, so a great opportunity has opened up for the remaining competitors. This group was judged by many to be the weaker of the two. Only Owen from this group has won bowling before. And as you can see, Lily and Scarlett on the brink of elimination, but that looks very good from Lily. And now Elisa, who has won an event in every single Nicholson Games but has never won bowling. She's comfortably leading this group, but it can all change very quickly. And now Scarlett. Almost knocked Lily out of the way, and Scarlett looks furthest to me. And now Owen, the only non-Nicholson competing in the Nicholson Games. He's Patrick's childhood friend and is always invited to take part in the Nicholson Games. And is he closest? The judges have to measure this one. And no, Lily is closest, Scarlett is eliminated, and that's terrible news for Scarlett fans. And to make matters more interesting here, Owen has organised a phone call with his university to take place during the playoff. I suppose that's just how confident he was that he would make the final. But if he does not qualify, he will forfeit his place in the playoff and automatically finish last in this event. And that's a disaster from Elisa. It doesn't just hit the obstacles, it rebounds heavily. And the task is simple for Lily and Owen. But Owen does the same thing. Perhaps his mind is already on pleasantries with his tutor. And can Lily take advantage? Lily takes the opportunity and regains a point. Elisa sees her big lead reduced and is now at risk of not qualifying for the final.
So, we're doing bowling in the group stages. The top two go through to the final. There are 3 of us left. I'm doing really well, I'm winning. But I just feel like England. I feel like I'm gonna blow it away, gonna throw it away. But maybe it's coming home. We'll have to wait and see. But I just get so nervous. And my voice is shaking because I'm so nervous. I'm shaking. And I just want to get through to the final. Also, Owen has a phone call in like 5 minutes, so maybe I'll just get through by default. So we'll see.
The fans in good voice as they recite the Nicholson Chin on the Bin anthem, and everyone excited to see who will make it through to the final. That's not Lily's best shot of the day. Owen, eager to keep things moving quickly, but too eager. So if Elisa does this, she and Lily are in the final. Yes, that's it. Elisa and Lily into the final, and Owen eliminated from the entire event.
My God. You agree?
So, Elisa and Weda just got through to the final in bowling. No one was expecting that. The Ceci whistle.
What's the worst I can come now?
5th. It's well good. So we can just relax now. I think we're about to win by default.
Winners! Hey winners!
I was just saying, I think we were about to win by default anyway because Owen had to go off for his phone call, but we managed to get him out the proper way. Very happy.
And me and Chris are in the group of death, but we made our way through anyway, battered through the likes of Ben, Matthew and Ava Durson as well.
Yeah.
And I'm just chuffed to bits.
All very happy. And so now it's between us 3, Chris, and whoever comes first in the playoffs. So who are we hoping for?
Ava?
Alice.
Yeah, Ava or Alice will do.
So as we know, Owen has already taken last place in the playoff, which will determine these players' final positions in the event. And as the finalists discussed, the winner of the playoff will also join them in the final. We'll find out who that person will be right after the break.
It's not a great start to the games. I am eliminated from my group. There were questions over the groups because of all the big boys in one and the little girls in the other, but after seeing some of the little girls' throws, I think that they're not that uneven. You know, I can't be in a place to complain about the groups if I can't do the basics. But I have another chance. I will have to win, but anything can happen. I need to throw better, more confidently, and I'm not usually too good at bowling, so it's not a problem. But as Alice's t-shirt says, chill out.
Those were Ben's thoughts before the playoff began, and he and Matt have made it into the final two of the playoff. Scarlett has just been eliminated during the break, and so Ben or Matt, two of the front runners in the race for this year's Nicholson Games. One will have a disappointing start, the other will be in the battle to win the first event and start the games with a bang. And that's a decent effort from Matt. Can Ben respond? I don't know. Who is it? This will need a judge's measurement.
I'll do Matthew, you do Ben, Rob.
No, it's definitely you. It's Matthew, definitely. It's miles closer. It's gone.
Out comes the rope. Tense moment here.
Somebody hold this. No touching.
But you touched the ball!
It's Ben.
Oh yeah!
Oh well. Disappointment for Matt, but joy for Ben.
It's getting rather tasty out there. I did it. I had a wobble in the playoffs, the group stages, but I did it. Matthew's fans won't be pleased. Robert third to last. Whew. What a rush.
And now, the bowling final. A massive 17 points on offer for the winner here. Elisa, Chris and Lily have never won bowling before. Lily has never won any event in the Nicholson Games.
Oh dear. Stop it.
Well, an anticlimactic final for Ben after his triumph in the playoff. He's just been eliminated and finishes 5th. It's still anyone's event to win out there, out of the remaining 4. And Chris pitches the jack right down the middle. We haven't seen the obstacles come into play too often today. Lily looking very calm. With an excellent opening shot. That'll be tough to beat. There it is. That's what it's all for. The Nicholson Games trophy. The person with the most points after all 13 events will lift the trophy as Nicholson Games 2021 champion. Patrick overcooks his shot. He could be in danger here. Elisa and Chris still to go. And both are bowling to stay in this final. Elisa nicks the ball on the way through, but is just closer than Patrick. She's safe. So now Chris, can he do it? Oh, he's knocked Elisa into last place, and Chris lives on. Well, Elisa finished above Chris for the first time in last year's Nicholson Games, and he has got his revenge in the first event this year.
That's tactical, isn't it?
Well, let's take another look. Elisa was safely in the middle until Chris came and knocked her back. Chris may actually have been eliminated had Elisa's ball not stopped his. So we have our top 3. Who will win the event? Patrick, who is both trying to win the event and show us that he has a personality. And he makes a decent attempt at both there. And now Chris, the big red monster. Lily, who leads the final as things stand. Lily furthest and Chris closest, so all 3 survive to play another round. The fans letting Owen know what they think of his showing so far in this event. So there'll be 2 more rounds in this final. Furthest in this round will be eliminated, and the next will determine the winner. The pressure is on. Will that be good enough? And Lily connects with the jack. Another great shot from Lily Cheese Nicholson. But she's not safe yet. Patrick could knock her back. And that's overcooked. Patrick is third.
Lily closest, Patrick furthest.
Disappointment right now, but he has to be happy with that result. Chris or Lily, who will win the opening event? The fans in overdrive, but they seem to be favouring Lily. Yet another fantastic shot from Lily. Where did she learn how to bowl? Chris has to do better to win. Oh, it's awful. The pressure got to Chris, and Lily has won the opening event and is top of the Nicholson Games leaderboard.
I am so proud right now.
Disappointment for Chris. Ben celebrating with his tag team partner as though he himself has won the event.
He's one on.
Watch and Cheese, as they're known, have taken the first event win, but it's not Ben like many expected. It's Lily. The confirmation of the results. Lily, Chris and Elisa all performing far better than expected, while most of the favourites, Owen, Rob, Matt and Ben, all stumble. And that result really does open up the table. Only Ben, Rob and Chris have ever sat on top of the Nicholson Games leaderboard. But today, a new name joins that list, Lily. And as we see the medal ceremony for the event, I'd like to thank you for watching the Nicholson Games, and I look forward to you joining us for the next event, Penalty Predictor. I've been Tom Chever, and once again, the Nicholson Games has shown that anything can happen.
I've been really mad at myself. I didn't do enough grub faces. I did really good in bowling, and even Alice beat me. Guess what, guys? I beat her in bowling. Woo!
I think coming last or like near the bottom is a bit like humiliating. So I think I finished high enough to sort of not feel too bad.
So I've come 6th in bowling, and it sounds pretty crud, doesn't it? And it is crud. I'm not that worried about the likes of Lily or Patrick, you know, these forgettable people.
OMG.
It's bittersweet because Chris pushed me out, so I was actually in and it was Patrick that was going out, and then Chris's ball came and pushed me further away.
It's fair enough, I deserved 3rd. I was good for most, but the end, Lily and Chris just got really good and I just couldn't keep up with them.
I mean, obviously I'm disappointed not to go all the way, but I beat all my rivals, Patrick, Elisa, Ellie. Bring on the other events.
My whole life, everyone has been a hater of me, everyone in this family, but I all proved them wrong.
OMG, why the crud has wedged a clip and won? No, I guess anything can happen.